When a father's daughter is devoured by a monstrous snake, despair turns to vengeance. But with the unexpected help of a person and a daring plan involving fire, hope might not be entirely lost. Can the father save his daughter and defeat the beast? Watch this video to find out. In the oceans off Nigeria, travelers aboard a boat are celebrating a young girl's birthday. Her father, Gong, gifts her a walkie-talkie which she finds unimpressive. As the group marvels at dolphins leaping from the water, unbeknownst to them, the dolphins are fleeing a monstrous sea creature. The creature soon attacks their boat, capsizing it. Gong manages to grab his daughter as they fall into the water, but they're separated amidst the chaos. Waking up later amidst the wreckage, Gong can't find his daughter, but hears her voice on the walkie-talkie. While trying to reunite, they, along with other survivors, become aware of a towering giant serpent lurking nearby. The serpent attacks, sending survivors flying and swallowing many, including Gong's daughter. The devastated survivors regroup, but a beacon of hope arises when Gong hears a signal from his daughter's walkie-talkie, indicating she might still be alive inside the serpent. A rescue team forms, led by a man named Mao. As they venture forth, they discover their cell phones don't work, and another monster with massive tentacles begins hunting them. Simultaneously, the serpent returns to its nest, regurgitating a pile of its human prey. Amongst the horror, a few survivors are seen, giving hope that Gong's daughter may be among them. After the serpent's attack, the vice captain of the ship is the first to regain consciousness amidst the horrific aftermath. He valiantly begins to pull survivors from the piles of bodies. Among the survivors he finds is Gong's daughter, still very much alive, confirming the hope ignited by the walkie-talkie signal. However, as the vice captain rallies survivors, he is met with varied responses. Some, paralyzed by fear or their injuries, are of little help. A particular businessman's only concern is his own escape, showcasing the selfishness that can emerge in dire situations. But as the survivors assess their grim surroundings, they discover something even more terrifying. The cave they're trapped in is filled with serpent eggs. Realizing the potential danger of these eggs hatching, panic ensues. The businessman's initial impulse is to destroy the eggs, but he's interrupted by the stirring of a baby serpent. Chaos erupts as the young serpent emerges, targeting an injured, paralyzed woman. The group, paralyzed by fear and shock, does nothing to intervene, and the woman meets a tragic end. Meanwhile, the rescue team led by Mao continues their search, using the path of destruction left by the serpent as a guide. Their search is met with grim scenes of death, but as hours go by, they lose the trail of the serpent. The situation further deteriorates when Mao notices a strange black liquid seeping from the trees. When an older team member lights a cigarette, the highly flammable liquid ignites, almost setting the entire forest ablaze. The flames are put out, but not without consequences. The smoke and fumes lead to hallucinations. Gong, already distraught over the perceived loss of his daughter, imagines seeing sinister smiles on the faces of his companions. Hauntingly, he also hears the voice of his daughter accusing him of not saving her. The perilous journey of the survivors continues. After Gong's hallucination of being strangled by a snake, the group discovers that the eerie black liquid isn't their only threat. Massive tentacles, emerging from trees, start capturing and feeding on the unconscious members of their group. As they frantically try to free their friends, the sailor becomes a tragic victim, consumed for the tree's sustenance. Back in the monster's lair, tensions run high. The survivors successfully fend off a young serpent, but it results in a violent outburst from the businessman, who becomes unhinged and lashes out at the others. Sushi, a strong-willed woman among them, intervenes and emphasizes the importance of unity for survival. The rescue team led by Mao is continually faced with unanticipated dangers. While Fan attempts to fetch water from a river, he's ambushed by a fog-borne threat, flying, toothy piranhas. Alerting the team of this new menace, they find themselves overwhelmed by the sheer number of flying carnivores. Mao showcases his bravery by holding off the piranhas to let his teammates escape, but not without sustaining injuries himself. A momentary reprieve is found when they realize the creatures are confined to the fog-covered areas. Racing to the clearing, they witness the piranhas plummet to the ground, unable to survive without the fog. But safety remains elusive. A chilling discovery of a colossal footprint warns them of another lurking beast. The increasing danger becomes palpable when Fan spots a slimy residue on his shoulder, leading him to see a gigantic slug-like creature above. The sheer scale of the creature renders them momentarily paralyzed, but the sight of a swift-moving tentacle snatching the slug warns them of a yet more formidable creature lurking nearby. The survivors, against all odds, find themselves continuously challenged by the treacherous environment and its monstrous inhabitants, making their quest for safety an unpredictable and thrilling ordeal. The forest echoes with the terrifying hisses and roars of the giant serpent as it flees from Mao's pursuit. The creature, although blind, seems to possess an uncanny ability to navigate its surroundings with precision. The chase is intense, with Mao always a few steps behind, torch in hand, ready to set the beast alight. Fan, battered and bruised from the earlier confrontations, rejoins Gong, ready to assist in the final plan. They quickly scavenge the area for anything that can help, creating a makeshift trail of the flammable liquid that leads directly into a vast pit in the forest. As Mao continues to pursue the serpent, leading it towards the trap, Gong and Fan take positions on either side of the pit, armed with torches. As the monster approaches, they ignite the trail, which creates a wall of fire that guides the serpent directly into the pit. Mao, with a determined glare, hurls his torch onto the creature, setting it ablaze. The forest is filled with the monstrous cries of the serpent as it thrashes and struggles, but its fate is sealed. The fire consumes it, and as the flames die down, there's an eerie silence. Gong, Fan, and Mao regroup, exhausted but relieved. They share a moment of quiet triumph before turning their attention to finding the rest of the survivors and leaving the island. What are your thoughts on this movie? If you enjoy the content, like and subscribe for more. See you next time.